Hello, hello.
Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Yep, I can hear you.
I'm hearing music and I don't know where it's coming from.
It's coming from Roll20.
Okay, that's interesting. Thought I was going crazy for a second.
Hello, Wesley.
What's up?
What's up?
My goodness. You guys old enough to remember that wretched commercial?
Hell yeah.
That wretched movie.
I don't know about the movie, but Bud Light did a series of commercials.
Yeah, they did the What's Up commercials. Yeah, What's Up. Well, they also did it in Scary Movie, too, to make fun of it.
Oh, okay.
You know, Ghostface, they were making fun of Scream, and he calls them and he's screaming, "What's up?"
Hello, hello.
Hello, this is James.
Hello, James. How you doing?
Good. How are you? How about yourself?
Oh, doing all right.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, and hello.
Hello, Vernon.
Hey, guy.
So far, everybody's microphones seem to be working. That's good. That's good. When we get to the top of the hour, I will kill the music from Roll20. Until then.
Oh. That's what StreamBot is. Okay. I didn't even have the volume on that computer. Actually, I still can't hear it. This is different.
If you go into... Well, if you don't... Are you in Roll20 yet?
Yeah, I'm in Roll20.
Okay. If you go to the little settings icon all the way at the right at the top, the first control that you see under My Settings is a master music volume level.
Right.
If you either have something set where it turns off background music, or if you have that all the way to the left, you won't hear any background.
Yeah, it's actually all the way to the right. Maybe. But I didn't come in here to set anything.
No. Okay.
Audio output
Right.
source. There we. Well, that's weird. Now it talks to the speaker all the time, but it doesn't.
Try rolling some dice real quick. That usually has like a ping sound.
Yeah, my computer has sound. Let's see what we can do with the.
Oh, okay. Actually, okay. You don't have a headset?
My headset is on the Discord computer, which is on the other one.
Oh, okay.
Why do I hear thump, thump, thump? There's some music.
Yeah.
Okay. So somehow you turned it on. That's what I on.
No, it's been on all the time.
Yeah, just change song. Just didn't like that. That's what I guess.
Yeah. I wonder if the fact that I have a pro subscription to Roll20 means that I have a more extensive music library built into Roll20. And if those tracks aren't in another install, whether they just don't play. That could...
I've heard every song you've played.
Okay.
And I have a free Roll20 subscription.
Yeah, could have been like a one-off computer says no type deal.
All right, less than 1 minute.
Mostly I turn that stuff off anyway because I'm on my other. I'm on headphones on Discord because I've got a condenser mic here. So I don't have to do the push to talk thing.
Oh, okay.
Six players on Roll20.
Yep. Oh, and 8 o'clock. So let's do that. All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody. How are you all doing tonight?
Yeah, pretty good.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Well, I am DM Gallibond, and this, as you can tell from the Roll20 slate, is the Essentials game. It's the Dragon of Icespire Peak. And to tell you a little bit about myself, I've been running games on Roll20 for a little over a year now. I run a first edition game on Saturdays, and I run a fifth edition game on Sundays. And both of those are fun in their own ways, but I had kind of thought that what would be fun to do is build a game around role playing. And I thought, well, how can I attract people who are interested in role playing and sort of dissuade people who are interested in, like, let me build the most powerful min-max character I can possibly build. And I thought, well, if I do an Essentials game to kind of get people used to playing with each other, then by default, those are people that realize, oh, crap, I can't build a really powerful character, so I have to use my role-playing skills to make them unique. And through getting to know each other, by the time we get around to doing a homebrew game, then there will already be kind of a familiarity where it's like people have been playing together in a home group for a while, and we can sort of go on from there. And I kind of like that right off the bat, because I like to have the players at least familiar with each other and maybe have a chance to say, oh, hey, I was thinking about making this class, and then maybe your character is that class, then maybe there's a connection that we have, and so on and so forth, that you can do while we're doing the Essentials game, giving players a chance to get to know each other. So that was sort of my philosophy and my thought process behind this. Tonight, I'm hoping that we can get through the process of creating characters. One of the first things I will need to do is I will need to go ahead and create characters, or create placeholder characters for everybody. And I am just going to go in the order that I see you on my Roll20 screen. And it's going to create a character with a randomly generated name, and then I will assign it to you. And once I get it assigned to you, we'll kind of figure out what classes everybody wants. Well, no, wait. You know what? I take that back. Let's do that a different way. Let's everybody roll for initiative. Just roll a d20. And the highest order will get to go first. We'll get to pick first. And then if people really want to jockey for a character, with 6 players, we'll definitely have at least one duplicate. And
we got a tie.
Yeah. Okay. So James, Ricky, Michael, Vernon, Barnowl, and is that everything? Wesley. I don't see Wesley. Haven't rolled yet.
Okay. All right, Barnowl, re-roll.
All right.
Okay. So
Shout out to the crew. Ouch.
Okay. All right. So it looks like, by my count, it looks like we have Vernon first, followed by Rookie. Okay, so then we have Vernon, Rookie, then Well, we'll say James because in the original roll, he had the next highest.
All mine does is put it ahead of the 6.
Then Wesley.
Oh, Michael.
And then
Barnowl. Yeah.
And finally, Michael.
Si, senor.
Okay. Does that order look correct to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yum.
So I'm going to add a character, and I am going to put it into. Okay, Vernon, you should now see a character in your journal. Kutrobri.
Yeah, I see him.
Okay, all right. You should be able to open that and just start the process of creating a character. First of all, do you have a thought of which of the 5 classes you're interested in playing?
What has happened is I had one of everything until the subclass thing came up. So I have one of everything, except I don't have a thief of the right genre. And I think I even do have the, what'd you say, the wizard was a transmuter? I think I do have a wizard. So I have a cleric, I have a fighter, I have a wizard, I have a bard, but I don't have a thief. So I can do anything but thief. So as far as that goes, you all can take your choosings, because I think RP works better when people go with what they have, 1 or 2, whereas I have 20, a few of which, only a few of which apply here. But yeah, I have 20 concepts. I've been looking for a place to play.
And you're cool with playing with any of them?
Yeah, I mean, not all of them fit on essentials, but 20 is, I think it's 24 actually right now. That all fit into the 5e mold, but I go from concept to mechanic, so I literally have all these characters just waiting. Okay. Yeah. I have 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to count how many apply to only this. There's no necromancer. 6,
That's cool.
7. I think I have 8 characters that are applicable to this layout.
It's awesome. You go, I pick you, and you come out of the Pokeball.
Yeah. Pretty much. And that's the thing. I come up with concepts faster than I can play them. Because they just come to me when I'm driving my car, and here's another one.
Throws the player's
open.
handbook on the ground. I choose you, and this character pops out.
Pretty much. Yeah. So it's like, do what you all are comfortable with, because, yeah, the only thing I'm missing is Arcane Trickster Thief. I don't have that. I have a Transmuter, I have a Champion and Eldritch Knight, I have a Life Cleric, I have a Lord Bard.
Okay, so Vernon, are you doing the classic, we're going to defer to the second half and let somebody else go?
Yeah, but since you want to do this as a game, we call this a wait action.
Okay, all right. Okay, well then, Rookie, it falls to you. Let me create a character for you.
I'm just trying to recap the race limitations as well. I believe it was human, elves, dwarfs, halfling, and gnome, was it?
There's only 4 races they allow. Let me just double check. Dwarf, elfling, halfling, and human. So no gnomes in
That's fair. I don't like gnomes regardless, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Racist.
I will put my hand upon my heart and say I hate gnomes for burning passion. My main characters have all been kobolds so far, so it just kind of comes from a place of passion.
Because you eat gnomes for breakfast.
Okay, and
Exactly.
you should have Noak in your journal now. Or
Noak, how you pronounce that? No idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And clearly, you guys can rename these whatever you want. So it's just a placeholder name that Roll20 gives them. So
Fair. I'm sort of in a similar position as the other fella. The only exception is I am sort of unwilling to play Bard just because I lack that natural charisma Bards kind of have.
okay.
The one I was kind of looking at Arcane Trickster, but I remember somebody else was really keen on playing Rogue.
I had talked about it. I was like, it'd take me out of my comfort zone just a little bit, but it'd be interesting to play somebody that I usually have never played in games to be pretty much that asshole.
Fair enough. So I have an Arcane Trickster, I have a Eldritch Knight, I have a Battle Master, got rid of that, we've got a champion now, don't we?
Or Bard. I mean, I could be that charismatic SOB too. It doesn't matter.
How about I also hold and see where everyone else goes?
Okay. All right. Well,
Just to make life difficult for everyone.
no, that's fine.
It's fun.
Okay. So, James, I'll go ahead and add a character for you, and can be controlled and edited by James and save. And now you should see Allegro Ray in your journal.
I do. I see it.
Okay, so do you have a preference of what class you would like to play?
So this is my very first time playing, guys. So I'm as rookie as you can get.
Hey!
Yeah. So, but
Pop
I've
that
been,
cherry.
But I've been researching a lot of wizards, and I know that they're complex and difficult. But I think it'd be fun as a newbie wizard, lighting everyone's butts on fire, trying to kill the bad guys or put up walls.
The thing is, this only goes up through like 6th level, this particular introductory campaign. So you don't have a whole lot of time to get yourself in a whole lot of trouble with the wizard. And I think you were the one that we were kind of talking in Discord where it kind of is that, okay, wet behind the ears, fresh out of school, kind of uncertain, always checking in a spell book. This one, and damn it, that didn't work. And no, this one. Oh, okay, there it goes.
Yeah. So if you guys all agree, I'll take. I don't mind doing that one. I think that'd be fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Like,
I'm cool with that.
Level 1 wizard also only, it's not an overwhelming number of options either.
Right.
You only get like a couple spells and a couple cantrips. It's not confusing till like if you were level like 12 and you're like, God, I've got like 15 spells. Which one do I need?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we're not going to start people off that way. Okay.
Just be careful with the fireballs when you hit level 5.
Yes, please. For the love of goodness. Watch where you throw a fireball.
Yes, yeah, I'm not that dumb.
We don't need a TPK.
Lightning bolts. Well, if you're not that dumb, then you're ahead of half the wizards I played with. So
I have to tell you, my only experience with D&D is playing Pool of Radiance on the old PC back 25 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, had you thought about a name for your character?
I have like Abinadom.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'd kind of put together a character in D&D Beyond. Is that what we're using or I guess, are we creating right into here?
For this game, yeah, we'll create right into here because it's just the essentials.
Perfect.
When we do the homebrew game, we will go to D&D Beyond because I have all of the source books on D&D Beyond, and that opens the entire universe of races, classes, subclasses, all that kind of stuff there. So
does that port into Roll20?
Well,
or do you have to recreate it in Roll20? Or
no,
something they're working on.
Actually, there's a third-party plugin that is awesome. There's a third-party plugin called Beyond 20, and when we get to the main game, I'll tell you guys more about it, and I'll put some links into the Discord during this game.
That's cool.
And it actually plugs in to both your Discord and your Roll20, and so when you click on things on your D&D Beyond character sheet, it will actually roll all of the dice rolls and do all the calculations for you.
Oh, no way! So you're using the D&D Beyond
character sheet. Yes.
Wow.
And
cool.
which is nice. And for the DM, it's really good because it populates all that stuff for all the monsters. So all the monsters' attacks, all the monster special abilities, everything like that. I can just click on that in D&D Beyond, and it rolls everything in Roll20 for me.
Wow.
Abinadom. Okay. So, and what race is Abinadom?
A high elf.
Okay, high elf. All right. Now,
or I think we were still going to try and figure out what race we were going to be as a group, right? I think that was one of the questions you threw out there.
Yeah, that was just an option.
That's an option. There's Roll20 has the Essentials game has a concept where, just as an option, you could be like a whole group of one race of characters that's all come to Phandalin at the same time. So maybe you're somehow all related to each other, or you could be a whole group of ex-soldiers that are coming at the same time. So you all have a same background, or you can just be all different. So I would say, does anybody have a preference of, I personally do what you want to do within the limitations that the Essentials game gives you. But if anybody has a really cool idea for, hey, we could be a group of XYZ, then go ahead and pitch it out now. That would be probably a great time to do that.
Hey, DM, question.
Sure.
Because it's based off the Essentials kit, when they made the Essentials kit, was that a way to get people get their feet wet into D&D pretty much? And that's why they gave the idea of having a group, saying, well, you all know each other, to get people going with it?
Yeah, I think it was. It's a way to sort of start, but it sounds like we probably have a mix of different levels of experience with D&D and different editions of D&D that people have played and whatnot. So, Rookie obviously is brand new. Some of the rest of you sounds like you.
No, James is brand new.
Oh, James. I'm sorry.
James the rookie.
James is the rookie. Oh, okay. Sorry.
See, the name is misleading.
Okay. All right. So, does anybody have a thought on whether, on a cool hook for all of you to be the same race or all of you to have the same background? Or
what about everybody being mercenaries, like a group of mercenaries? But that wouldn't make sense if we're all starting off like the wizard's brand new. I mean, no offense, James.
None taken.
It could be. How about let's see. So, I'm thinking the dragon in question. If there is this dragon in question, I don't really know the story, but it could have killed. Maybe relatives of ours were killed by this dragon, and we're just freaking on a revenge mission. But
so we're an adventuring party that just got together because it
Maybe we attended the funeral. There was a group funeral for all the people. And we got to drinking after the funeral, and we're like, yeah, we should go take that dragon out. And it, we don't necessarily need to be the same race, even just somehow, somewhere in a cosmopolitan area. Maybe it was a church in a metropolitan. I don't know. And we just all met after the large funeral from the dragon catastrophe, or
Sounds good to me.
That is a good little backstory, like the dragon attack, and it killed some of our family members, and we got so wasted and said, it sounds like a good idea. Let's go kick that dragon's head.
Yeah, and we're definitely level 1.
Right.
I don't think it has to be family members, but I do think it should be at the funeral.
Yeah.
Widen that. The idea that the party comes together for this particular purpose is a good is a good idea. We may also make some other connection. I find that the start of the campaign, you want definition. You want something other than just being strangers that are meeting up for the first time. But you don't have to
totally.
also be all part of the same family and know each other either. It's like you want some definition. You want some things to be able to take shape. Otherwise, you just continue to be strangers as you go through that are working along. Your stranger is getting along going forward.
I dig it. No,
But
we'll
I've always
need
loved sibling characters are always great to have.
Yeah, I have a sibling the first time. I have a twin for a character I based off of the Phantom of the Opera. The strange how things come together. A Phantom of the Opera bard who plays the Carillon, which is the giant bell towers, and one of the other players in the game, one of their sibling. So that guy has a twin, which makes for a very interesting spin if you're playing the Phantom of the Opera sort of character.
Yeah. What about we each kind of sort of do our initial choices and then see if there's commonalities, like, oh, there's two elves here. Maybe you guys are, or sort of see what might be shaking out in terms of connections after we make our choices.
Yeah, that's the way I think it's.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Barnowl, great idea. You are in. I'm going to go ahead, Barnowl, when we get to making your character, I'm going to go ahead and have you give yourself inspiration to start off with, because that idea of having all the characters with a relative that was killed by the dragon, that's a good idea. I like it. Okay, so James, Abinadom, High Elf Wizard. Okay, now there were two options that they give you for.
Evocation, I think, is the one. That seems like the funnest one for going up to level 6. So.
Okay.
Fireball.
Okay, and then in terms of generating your stats, there were two ways of doing that. You could either take a standard array,
right,
or you could roll 4d6.
Right.
And keep the best 3. What would you prefer to do?
I don't know. What's everyone else going to do? I'm thinking I'm just going to roll and just have fun with it. And,
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
so
it could be fun.
I'll probably just roll.
Okay. All right. Well, then let me go ahead and get everybody else set with what they are going to do, and then we'll all, anybody who wants to roll can roll. Anybody who wants to take the standard array can take the standard array, and we'll all sort of be building the characters in the same stages at the same time. Okay, so Wesley, I think you are next. So let me go ahead and create a character for you. All right. All right, you should now see a character Icredrol, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that one's pretty weird.
Yeah. So, do you have an idea what class you would like to play?
Not particularly. I would have taken Wizard, but it looks like that one's already done. So I'll have to look it over and see what. I guess maybe I could try Tank. I haven't done that in this edition, so that might be something.
Well, if you want to play a
do.
Wizard, you've also got the option of Arcane Trickster and Eldritch Knight, which are the fighter and rogue half wizard, respectively.
Yeah, I'm familiar with them, but they don't get any of their spellcasting until 3rd level, and we're only going to 6, so it might be better to choose a little something a little more focused to a specific.
Okay.
I'm thinking either cleric or fighter.
Okay. Would anybody have any objections to, or did anybody have their heart set on either a cleric or a fighter, or we? Be good if Wesley takes that.
The if it's truly 50-50 for you, I'm playing a fighter in my only other game, and I was kind of thinking of doing cleric for this level 1 to 6 because I've never done it, but I've never done bard, I've never done. So it's still it all depends on if I forced you to make a decision, would you choose fighter or cleric?
Well, we're only going to level 6, so it's not that big a deal.
Bard is a pretty good spellcaster too.
Bard.
Okay, I'm sorry, Wes. Did you say bard or?
No, bards just aren't my thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see,
Too much like a rogue, and I've just never really been into rogues either.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd actually, what I really want to do is play rogue sometime, but I think I want to go.
So if you're wanting to play cleric, then I guess I'll go with the fighter.
Okay.
Of course, it never hurts to have more than one cleric.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, and you can have one cleric that's like the life cleric and one cleric that's the war cleric. Yeah, you can have both of those.
Choose cleric. If that's kind of where you're leaning, go for it. And then if I want to be cleric, we can have 2. Because I think if there's 7 of us anyways, we're going to have to double up.
Well, I'm good as a healer, so I could definitely take the cleric life to minion.
Okay. So we think that's going to be a cleric for Wesley. And then, did I see that you just are going to call your character Wes?
No, I just changed it to denote which character sheet's mine.
Oh, okay. And did you have a thought, Wesley, about what race you were going to choose?
Is half-orc available in this one?
No, not on the Essentials game.
Yeah, so it's just dwarves, elves, humans, halflings?
Yeah, dwarves, elves, humans, and halflings. It's very, very vanilla.
Unless somebody just really against it, I think I might try a fighter. I'm trying to run a tank. I haven't tried to do that before, so that might be interesting to give something new a try. I normally get bored of fighters very quickly because they have such a limited function. I like the spell casting stuff, but since it's only to level 6, it probably shouldn't drive me crazy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What are the subclasses for it? Like champion, and is there a second one?
Eldritch Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, Eldritch Knight. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so either I'll look them over and see which one I'm going to go with. The Eldritch Knight doesn't start casting spells till 3rd level anyway.
Correct. Yeah. And the champion is like the classic, just high damage output fighter. Okay. All right. Well, I will come back to you to see if you decided on a name or a race. And in the meantime, let me see. I'll go ahead. Next on the list, we had Barnowl.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay, well,
Barnowl.
I'll do cleric.
Okay, so
cleric dwarf. And is it like mountain or hill? Are those the 2 choices?
Just a second here. Let me get your character assigned to you. Okay, you should now see Aphis, whatever.
Aphis. My name's Aphis.
Aphis. Okay.
That's a good name.
So then now for the dwarf, let me take a quick peek here. And I'm just going to put one in here. And I'm going to go to the character sheet.
Should I do the character mancer? Like, is that going to... I've never done it because I wanted to have control, but I'll just probably... I don't know.
Okay, so... Oh, that's interesting.
Directly.
Okay. Subrace. Yeah, it's Hill Dwarf and Mountain Dwarf.
Okay, I'll do Mountain Dwarf.
Okay.
Or I might wait till I roll and then decide.
Okay. All right. So Hylan is the name.
And then I'll likely do... I guess I'll do the War Cleric.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice dwarf.
Cleric.
And I can...
Dwarf.
Oh, except the dwarf.
Where was Hylan is the name, correct?
Yeah, Hylan.
Brack.
Hylan Black.
Okay. All right. And then Michael.
Yes.
Okay, so let me make a placeholder for you. Michael. Okay. All right. Yushek. You should see a character named Yushek in your journal.
I do.
All right.
I was thinking of going with the Arcane Trickster.
Rogue? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Rogue. And did you have a thought on what race you wanted to play?
I think human would be interesting. I've never played a human in D&D.
Okay.
Every other race but human I've played.
Okay. All right, so we have a wizard, we have a fighter, we have a cleric, we have a rogue. So now we'll swing back around, and Vernon.
Holy crap!
Wow, that's some good rolls.
What the dude?
Okay.
That's awesome. That's hilarious. That's really good.
Okay. Hang on a second. I don't think. Yeah.
There's 5 in there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I would, instead of doing that, I would encourage everybody to use the advanced dice roller. So if you go to the toolbar on the left, if you see the little D20,
advanced dice roller.
Yeah, the little D20, click that, and then the dice roller utility will come up, and in the middle where it says advanced roll, change that from a 1 to a 4, and change it from a D20 to a D6. And then So just click that and click it 6 different times, and it'll give you an array of 4 rolls. Make sure where it says exploding, say none, and it will just show you the 4 rolls, and then you choose the best 3 out of each set of 4. So, for example, when I do it, I'll just show you. It should look like that. So then, in that case, what you would do is you would choose. Yeah, so you would choose the 6, the 3, and one of the 2s. Okay. All right. And all right, so getting back to Vernon. With what other people have gone with, does that give you any idea what you might like to play?
Yeah. Let's see. We got one everything but Bard, don't we? That's the bottom line here.
Correct. And we'll have to double up at least one because we've got 6 players right now.
And I think the guy that came after me said that he didn't like to play Bard.
I believe that was true.
Yeah, that's cool.
Rookie, you said you prefer not to play Bard. Is that true? Are we remembering that correctly?
He's mute.
Oh, okay.
He didn't take the mute off. He may be away.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can get Bard. I actually predicted that that's what it was going to turn out, so I worked on it a little bit. Except I need a good rock and roll name that begins with F.
F.
For the last name. Yeah.
Franklin. Or
Finger.
oh.
Finger with 2
You said rock and roll name.
Yeah, it's gonna be. He's got a style. Fracker.
Flacker. Yeah.
Flacker.
Yeah. Flacker.
Flacker with 2 L's.
There you go. How do you spell that, mate? That's 2 L's.
What was it? The Freak Brothers, Fabulous Freak Brothers, Freewheel and Franklin. What am I thinking? Phineas. Ooh, Phineas.
Character mats are good to go here.
Yeah. Okay. So
this is a Bard, Lord Bard.
Okay, Bard. And then let me take.
And they're giving me other options. Then
Fracker.
Self 5.
And then, I guess, do you know what race you want to be, or are you going to pick a race after you know your?
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any charisma-based races in the game, so I'm going to go with the human style. Okay. Actually, I might express him of a half elf if that existed.
Yeah, unfortunately, in this particular game, it won't.
Yeah, it's not a big thing. Probably chaotic good. Okay. This dude is going to be like this. You do variant human or do you just standard human on this?
You know, they don't say. They don't. They're kind of moot on that point. So I'm gonna say.
What are the modifiers?
The modifiers. Well, for human, it's +1 to all your stats.
That's standard.
That's standard. Yeah. So let me just double check with the variant. Take a look at. There. Come on. Okay. Variant human. Okay. Two different ability scores increased by 1. You gain proficiency in 1 skill of your choice, and you gain 1 feat of your choice.
Oh, that's
what-
variant.
I was looking for the feats and I can't find any in this book.
2 plus 1s.
Which book are you
A
looking at?
skill and a feat.
Is that player's handbook you're looking at, or?
So now that's going to require us to get a list of feats that exist in Essentials.
I'd assume
Okay.
player's handbook feats would be adequate.
Well, let's double check and see what this thing says. Okay. Race is human. All right. Human. Oh, you know what?
Hmm?
Sorry.
Oh,
For essentials, they don't offer the variant. 'Cause I just was looking. The one nice thing with Roll20 that Roll20 does that D&D Beyond does not do is Roll20 essentially gives you the entire Essentials rule book in a series of handouts for the DM. So here, do you want to show to everyone? Okay. So on your screen now, I'm sharing the human thing, and it just
It's
gives
standard.
you
it's standard. It's a standard human.
Standard human.
Yeah.
All right, let me back up.
Sorry about that. So it's just all the ability scores will increase by 1.
Right.
Which is pretty good if we're rolling, because like it'll help even out a lot of the uneven ones.
Human, standard, chaotic, good, boom. So I won't call it an Essentials human. We'll just call it without a subrace. And then all the ability scores increase by 1, so I'll mark that.
Okay. And I believe I saw that Rookie was back.
Yes, sorry, I was called away for a minute.
No, that's all right. So we have 1 bard, 1 wizard, 1 fighter, 1 cleric, and 1 rogue. So you get to double up. You could basically play anything you want and be a double of whatever it is. So
Okay.
what is your preference?
Well, the fighter, what were they playing fighter-wise? Like a dex or a strength-based fighter?
Wesley, what had you? Were you going to make? Were you going to make your champion a strength-based champion or a dex-based champion and use range weapons?
Hadn't got that far yet.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have a preference between the two?
I was looking at going main tank is what I was going to try to do.
Okay,
Probably
so
sword.
that's probably strength-based.
Okay.
All right, Rookie. So there's your answer on that.
Yeah. So in that case, I might take the kind of more ranger role and sit in the back and shoot people with arrows.
Okay, so you're thinking of going fighter.
Fighter? Probably a wood elf.
Wood elf. Okay. All right.
And probably just go chaotic neutral. Probably to be the easiest one to go.
Okay. Yeah, your alignment.
Oh, you haven't got wood elf. It's just half elf. I'm sorry, high elf.
Oh, is it?
That's right. I'll go high elf then. Half and doesn't.
Hang on. Let's see. High elf? No, it does have. Here. I'm going to show it to everybody. It does offer, if you scroll down.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's not in the character sheet, so I have to put it in manually if I did that.
Oh. Well, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right.
That's right. I'll stick with a high elf just for simplicity's sake and make use of some cantrips here and there. It'd be fun to have.
Yeah, that's what I am too, a high elf.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we have 2 high elves. Now, Is everybody choosing the roll 4, keep 3 option, or is anybody choosing the standard array?
Looks like I'm going to go with the standard array.
Okay, that's
I did
fine.
the rolling.
That's fine.
Because the highest score I got was a 12 on the dice rolls, and everything else was below a 10. So, yeah.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, in that case, I think you're right. Go ahead and use the standard array if that's what it came out, because the standard array gives you 1/8, but everything else is 10 or better.
Oh, what's the macro for all those ability scores in one chart rather than making 6 individual ones?
I put it in the chat thing. You just copy and paste it in the Discord.
Ah, okay.
Okay, here we go.
Like that.
Okay.
Wow, you did, that's great.
Yeah, those are all good rolls.
My second one was a lot better than the first one.
Roll 4 d6s plus 0, no exploding. Isn't that the way you said it?
Right. 4d6s plus 0, no exploding. Or you can go to the Discord and grab the macro that Wesley created, and
That's on a different
there.
computer for me, so I'm going to go the other way.
Okay. All right. And then the only bad thing is, of course, you have to manually drop one of them.
It's interesting going through the character Mancer. It doesn't have for. I can't pick arcane tricks.
No, it's gonna. Well, for Arcane Tricks is a level 3, so you're not gonna worry about that.
You're just a
That's
rogue,
right.
so
That's right. I can leave that. Well, it's for background.
However, you're gonna have a lot of issues with this because I thought the Essentials kit was like purchased, so we could all have access to it. However, you're gonna have to do a lot of fiddling to get your stuff in there. So, like right now, for example, we only have the Acolyte background available to us. Anything else, you got to manually put in. It's also going to be the same for Arcane Trickster because the only one that Roll20 provides for free is the Thief. So yeah, Roll20 only provides the base classes, the base races, and one of each sub-race, and one of the subclasses. So if you're playing Champion, for example, that'd be fine, but if you want to play Eldritch Knight, you got to do it the hard way.
Well, phooey then.
Yes.
Would you guys prefer to create your characters in D&D Beyond and then fill everything in from there? Because I can create a campaign in D&D Beyond and share my library of stuff with you, and then that'll open all those options for you, and you don't have to manually fiddle with anything.
That would be cool.
Then what we'll do is later tonight I'll walk everybody through the or I'll post a link for the Beyond 20 so that will give you the option to do that. So let me go to creation campaign. I'm going to create a campaign. I'm going to call it Dragon of Icespire Keep.
If I just made it real quickly, what were the options for backgrounds? I believe that was also limited, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's 5 of those. Let me finish doing this first.
They're listed on the info page for the game.
Okay, so
So
What is it? It's acolyte, criminal, entertainer, sage, and soldier.
Okay. Like a criminal, just make it interesting.
okay, I am going to put in the Discord, in the main chat or the general chat channel for Discord. I'm going to put the link to the D&D Beyond campaign. And if you click on that link, that should let you join the campaign. And then I think you can create a character sheet. So you have all of your stats. You can just port those over, and then you can build in everything. You should be able to automatically build everything.
Can you put it in the Roll20? Just copy it.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Oh, that's in my other.
Yeah.
Actually, I can copy that, dude.
No, that's all right. Yeah, no warlock, unfortunately.
At times.
That. Copy that. Copy that. Stick it into the bar.
Okay. So,
Boom.
good. Okay.
All right. I've already got. You got to make the character first and then join it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
We have to choose a character to. Yeah. Choose a character that you want to join.
Can I alter the character after I've joined? Just to.
Yep.
So that'll get past that level. So then I can remake this thing.
Okay, I'm gonna change. Yeah. I look forward to using the D&D Beyond character sheet plan.
Damn, I didn't want to actually choose a character, but now I'm stuck choosing a character.
Divine domain.
Okay. Who's king of 192?
I'm king of 192.
Okay, all right.
Why does the number sound familiar? Is it Hill 192?
I was the king of medieval times, which is on 192 in Kissimmee.
Oh, okay. So are you local?
I'm in Orlando. I'm still in Orlando. I'm going to move to Gatlinburg here for long. They changed the show to a Queen show. And so they tried to get me to do a lesser role, but I didn't want to take the lesser role.
Oh, okay. So you're actually working there at.
I was the king. I was the main character.
Oh, okay. I it's been so long since I've been down there to medieval times. I was thinking that the king was like something that you got selected. You know, they selected somebody from the audience to be the king.
So where you do medieval times where?
Orlando.
Kissimmee. Yeah.
We've been to my wife and I have been to the one in Atlanta. We had a fantastic time.
Yeah. Did you see the really big, strong weightlifter night?
No.
Yeah, see him. Yeah. That's one guy I know from there, if he's still there.
Okay.
No, we just enjoyed the food and the jousting was.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I am. I am in Altamont Springs, so I'm on the north side of Orlando.
Oh, okay. I thought you were from South Carolina because you said that. Yeah, I'm actually in Winter Springs here right now.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're just down the road.
Yeah, off of Tuscaloosa, 434, between that.
Okay, yeah. I'm over near the Altamont Mall, so not too far away from you.
Oh, you got one of those. Yeah, I thought about that. I just don't have much reason to be in this area now. The rent's too high.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, are you going to be going to the medieval times in Gatlinburg? Is that what you're doing, or are you taking a different job up there?
No, actually, I've got a business that I run online. Actors
Okay.
mostly do that. Or at least have another job is what they mostly do. I'm thinking about doing a podcast about attractions in the Gatlinburg area. If I don't get another job, but there's no medieval times. There's a Dixie Stampede there, so I might get back on a horse and.
Oh no.
do the same thing again.
I'm in Tennessee now. Trust me. They got too. I've been in Tennessee my whole life. They changed it. They got too politically correct. It's not Dixie Stampede anymore. It's just called the Stampede.
Oh, the Stampede.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay,
changed
so they
the
took
name
Southern out of
because.
it.
Yeah, pretty much. And I've lived here my whole life. Yeah, they took the Southern out of.
So where are you? Like Knoxville?
I'm in from Nashville.
You're in Nashville.
Okay.
Okay, so you go over there a little bit. Yeah, but it's expanding over there, and I thought that it would be wise to do to either work with them because I'm a little bit older, or to be the one that finally does the podcast so people understand what's in Gatlinburg for once.
Yeah, it's a Charlie Foxtrot of a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Gatlinburg does have kind of a smorgasbord of all kinds of different things.
Yeah, it's great. Then the rent is lower and the scenery is better. It's no Disney World, but Sweet Fanny Adams Theater is one of my favorites, and tons of attractions. So it's like I could be the podcast guy.
Yeah. Well, cool. Very cool. Okay, so I'm just double checking in Roll20. I see we have Abinadom, Hylan, Rookie, King of 192. Anybody having any difficulty getting something created in D&D Beyond? Because I think
No, I'm rolling. I don't think I have added it to your campaign.
Oh, okay.
yet.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Actually, Entertainer does not exist in Beyond either. Sage and Soldier do. Criminal does.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't done this.
I haven't granted access.
I haven't enabled content sharing. Now I have enabled content sharing. You
Good.
may need to get out of your character and log back into your character, and then you should see everything. I'm sorry, that was my fault.
So I backed up once, see if that'll work. That's not going to work. I might have to go to get out of character. So how do I? Let's see. Out and in character. I've been here before, but I haven't been here and done a lot of things. So go to a different page.
Yeah.
Now go back to my creations, my characters.
Mm-hmm.
King of 192's character, and we go to edit.
There we go.
There we go. We got it. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Oh, he's got a built-in disguise kit that'll More musical instruments.
Deception, stealth, face tools.
Okay, this character has a built-in thing because, like I said, I go from concept to character. One of his storylines may pertain to character creation because this character is interested in forming a network. He's kind of a rock and roll talent agent mind guy. So this is like old school Diamond Dallas Page meets the George from Charlie's Angels. None of you would know what any of those things are.
I absolutely do.
DDP, I remember DDP.
This is old DDP.
I know who those people are.
Yeah, this is not current DDP, who is Yoga I take. This is old DDP when he was a bad guy heel manager.
Yeah, like in the early 90s or mid 90s or something.
Yeah, this is AWA. This is Bad Company. Also, he did the Freebirds. He did the Freebirds basically like that when he was driving the car, and he drove the car for the Honky Tonk Man. And yeah, he had a little bit of time in WCW like that.
Okay.
But he's got that kind of flair, but he's looking at creating a network of adventuring guilds. Essentially, he's trying to better the world through networking. Talent agent comes in right there.
Okay. So yeah, entertainer. That's a background. That's one of the backgrounds that's available. So
I just said, I'm done right here.
What are we doing for equipment?
Yeah, just take standard and yeah, we'll take the standard and then that'll give you a little bit of gold left over. And this campaign gives you gold along the way as you go. And of course, there's treasure from time to time that you'll find.
I had thought about my cleric background. I guess he's a bit older. He's fought in armies and stuff, but he reached the point where I guess he was wanted to retire of sorts. So he joined kind of a church, in the city, to kind of be kind of the protector of the monks and the people who are in the church, and kind of has picked up studies. I guess that's when he multi-classed, I guess, or whatever. That's kind of where he's getting the whole cleric thing.
Well, there is a soldier background that's part of Essentials, so that would make sense if he's been.
For sure.
Which cleric is he? Sorry,
war cleric.
War cleric. So he'll pretty much have all the necessary stuff to fudge why he was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for being a soldier. But I was thinking that he kind of does security for the church or whatever, and maybe the church each year or each season does kind of like this, kind of like a festival to help the poor raise money for the middle class comes and plays games, and then they disperse the earnings, and maybe that's where the dragon attack occurred. Just like some random people from the festival got killed, and so that's like a real community shock.
Oh, it could also. I was going to say this. I was actually thinking in the back of my mind for a war cleric dwarf myself, but I was going to say he could be the guy doing the services. He could have been the one who's put everyone to rest. He just sees the body count mounting up, but he knows he has to do something about it.
Yeah, well, more. I was thinking he kind of was in fact responsible for the security of the festival.
So it's a personal failing.
Yeah, so he's fuck, I can't, there's no way I could. He kind of knows in his mind that he couldn't beat the dragon, but still, he was the one that was responsible. He was in charge of security. But I don't think my guy would have been the guy delivering the service.
Elves are shorter than humans, aren't they? Or are they taller?
Oh, definitely shorter, but wider. They weigh the same.
Okay.
And I mean, the event could be somewhere else, but that could also be where like entertainers, were that could be where you were trying to drum up the network.
I was only here for part of that because I went away to get a protein break here.
Oh, just my character, the war cleric, would be kind of like working with the local church. The church holds these festivals to raise money and redistribute to the poor. My guy was responsible for managing the security of the festival, but that's when the dragon attack occurred. So there could be entertainers. There could be a reason for all sorts of different backgrounds to be there.
Yeah, that's right. It would bring them in to see this without necessarily having a family member die. Yeah. That's what we're looking for. Those kind of hooks. Making hooks.
It makes sense for my character to have a reason for vengeance because it was on his watch. So we'll take the soldier background. Oh yeah, wicked. Now I've got access to your content. There's like a lot of backgrounds.
Yeah.
I had to go with criminal spy. Like I said, I can't pick the other background or proficiency till level 3.
What's this? For Arcane Trickster.
That, I think, I'm in D&D Beyond.
Okay,
So Arcane Trickster's a subclass, not a background.
Yeah. Yeah. Background and subclass are different. So, yeah, you should be able to pick the background at first level, but depending on the class, you may not pick the subclass until you get to a certain level.
Yeah, I think it's level 3.
Yeah. Some get their subclass right away, and some get it at level 2 or at level 3.
For most marshals, it's 3, I believe. I think most main casters, it's either 2 or 1.
Yeah.
Alright, so my Roll20 sheet's all up to date, I believe.
Okay.
Equipment. Let's see. So,
Okay, I've got my D&D Beyond one fixed.
Ooh, that's not a good start.
So how do we get the D&D Beyond character into Roll20?
Okay, you won't need to do that because when we put the when you add the Beyond 20 plugin to your browser, that will let you just roll the dice from your character sheet, and it will automatically roll the dice in Roll20 for you. So that's probably a good thing to talk about. Now, let me go to my where is Beyond 20? There we go. Okay. What browser does everybody use?
Chrome.
Yeah, Chrome. That's what I'm using.
Chrome.
Of course.
Chrome don't work good for me. I prefer Mozilla on
Firefox? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So then then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say beyond 20 and beyond 20 Chrome. All right. So for those of you who are using Chrome, Chrome. Okay. Then I will find the link for the Beyond 20 Firefox. There we go. And
okay. Did that.
now, what you can do, there are a couple of links in there will let you go and look at the developer site, and he has a video and he kind of walks through. So you don't have to load that up tonight. If you'd rather look at it first and then decide before you add it in, that's fine. Certainly. But there's for the one for Firefox.
So we should be. So then we go into the Roll20 game environment to access it.
Well, you'll go into your character sheet in D&D Beyond, and what it will do is it will show you. It'll show you little red dice next to all of your little stats in D&D Beyond, and when you click on that die, it will actually roll it in Roll20 for you. It just automatically integrates your character sheet from D&D Beyond into the virtual tabletop in Roll20. So that way...
I see like a Beyond 20 button in my D&D Beyond character sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, so I click on that, and then it goes. Then it's like a settings, quick settings.
See, I got it to work.
Yep. So if you click on that, and then if you look at your at the chat in Roll20, you should see where it's rolled something for you, and then it automatically rolls. Depending on what you click on, it will either automatically roll the damage, and it depends on how you.
There we go. I got the fix.
Yep.
D&D.
Yeah, Roll20 is not the most user-friendly thing if you're just brand new to it. You have to do a lot of hacking under the hood to really get it to work properly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that may be why where D&D Beyond is a little easier.
For some reason, I've got two rapiers, but they don't like each other. There we go.
Not sure if you get. Oh, okay. There we go.
For some reason, deleting my rapier deleted my crossbow from my weapon initiative, so that's also buggered. Get that as well, I guess. Yeah, something about the equipment did not line up right with my sheets, so I did that the hard way. So light crossbow, 20 bolts. There we go. Should be good now.
I forgot you also have to equip your weapons and stuff.
Yeah. So,
who was the other fighter? What was your fighting style? Hello?
Who's fighter?
Nobody's mutes.
Oh, I thought it was two fighters, but it was strength.
Yeah, one person went strength, one person went dex.
Just trying to figure out what his because the fighting styles don't particularly like to work on this. So you have to go into the settings to allow global attack modifiers or global AC modifiers. So he might have to fiddle with that as well to get his feet to work. So I had to delete and put in archery back in, which is how I got that +2.
Okay. Are you, Rookie? Were you doing that in Roll20, or were you doing that in D&D Beyond?
Roll20.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm already set to go. Everything's ready to go now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I've had lots of experience fiddling with this thing.
Do I need to reload the character sheet? How does this work?
The cleric. Which cleric type are you going?
War cleric.
War cleric, yeah. There you go.
So, let's do the dexterity. So,
there's a lot of drow profile pictures for a race that you can't actually...
Yeah, I changed my name on Roll20 to my characters.
Oh, for pity's sake.
Dorzaphir, Tamalid.
I'm not logged into Beyond on Firefox. That's the problem there.
Ah, okay.
Can I remember my password?
oh, it was so annoying when you had to log into Twitch first.
Yeah, I had to have a authentication thing going as well, so I had to wait for a text message to come through every time. Don't do that. If you just save yourself the trouble and do not enable double initiative, because you can't turn that off.
Known spells. 1 of 3. Okay.
Right, Magic Legolas. Accidentally.
Sign in with Google?
Who was the other elf?
I am.
All right.
James is.
That's really confusing because I've named my character James as well.
Oh.
I just went, oh yeah, my name's James, go with that. Well, my middle name's James. I tend to use James Black as my aliases. But yeah, did you want to do anything with that, or just coincidental?
So we should probably plan. I'm still trying to figure out how to get my D&D Beyond to Roll20 because it keeps wanting me to install Chrome again, and I'm not. It's not letting me download the extension.
Hey.
Okay, come on, computer. There we go.
Let's see.
If you need it, we can do.
Let me tell you. So I did Dancing Lights, Minor Illusion, Prestidigitation, whatever, however you say that, Ray of Frost. And then first level, Detect Magic, Find Familiar, Mage Armor, Magic Missile, Shield, and Sleep.
That's a lot of spells.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a lot of spells for a level 1.
You get a lot.
Yeah. You get 6.
But you only have 2 uses, don't you?
You get 6 first level.
You get 6 first level, and then I have 4 cantrips.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on.
Cool. No fun.
How'd you get 4 cantrips?
Race.
Race and subclass and all that.
Okay. Who is the player that's having issues with Chrome?
James is. I'm trying to get the extension, but it makes me want to. It's trying to get me to download Chrome again, but I've already got the Chrome app, so I'm not sure.
Okay, are you using the Chrome browser?
I'm on an iMac and I'm using the Chrome app, and it keeps trying the Chrome browser or Google Chrome.
Okay, that
Because you're using an app instead of the actual browser.
Yeah, that's the issue. So you need, if you want to use Beyond 20, you have to be using the actual Chrome browser. Now, I play on a Windows machine, so I don't know if they make the Chrome browser for
They do.
the
Yeah.
Mac. Okay.
I'm on an iMac. I'm using it.
Oh,
Okay.
so what are you using? Because I'm just using. It's called Google Chrome.
Yeah. No, I think you're using the same thing I am. Like it's Google Chrome. It's down in the dock.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But for some reason, it's like trying to get me to install Google Chrome again when I use that link. So I'm trying to figure out. So I'm trying to get that Beyond 20.
Can you try to find it within the Chrome extension managed area, like where you look for, where you search for? Try searching for it.
Yeah, let me try. Oh, I think I know what's going on. All right, let me. Preferences.
Okay, so I'm going to do guidance, sacred flame, and thaumaturgy. Cantrips.
That one.
Oh, Beyond 20.
Yeah, if you type in to your Google search bar Chrome extensions and then click that link, and then you go to the Chrome web store and type in Beyond 20, it might pull it in that way, and then see if that lets you load it up.
Oh, great. Now I have to redo my passwords for everything. This was not the right way to get around this problem.
All right, I found I was doing something stupid. I got it. It's added. I got it.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. So now.
Gee.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Please work. That's
Oh no. Don't. What? Hey. Tippy taps.
Okay, so with the Beyond 20 extensions, now how do I get that over to Roll20, or how do I see that?
Okay, if you have the Beyond 20 installed in your browser, then go to D&D Beyond and open your
Captain.
character sheet.
Yeah, I got it.
And you should see like on your okay, I've got to go into my characters. So let me go into my.
Who's a good boy?
Okay, when you go into your character sheet, you should now.
Where it says beyond 20.
Well, actually, you don't even need to do that. Like, if you go into your attack action. If you've given yourself equipment, go into your attack actions, and you'll see you should have your weapons there or whatever. And if you just click on your weapon, it will then open up the panel, and at the top it'll say Beyond 20.
Yes.
And if you click on that, it then rolls your score in the game. All right, in Roll20. And if you look at the chat, you should see it.
I got an unarmed strike. So now I got to figure out how to get the my weapons armed.
Okay.
Because they didn't default it.
Okay. Then let me go back to
under your equipment. Depending on what you're trying to equip, you just right next to the item of equipment, it's a little box. Click it. It'll be a red. That means that you're wielding.
Linked account.
Yeah. So my weapons under like armor none, weapons crossbow, light, dagger, dart. Do we not start with that? Oh wait, hold on. Inventory, because it's just giving me a dagger for now to be able to arm under equipment. Why don't I see the normal standard weapon?
So click on. Okay, I'm looking at your character. When you selected your equipment, there were choices you made, and it looks like when it came to the weapon, equipment, it looks like you chose the dagger.
Yeah, it gave me a quarterstaff or dagger. Okay, so the weapons, that's just what I'm proficient in, right?
Yeah,
like the crossbow, dagger, dart, longbow.
Yeah, but just because you're proficient doesn't mean you have.
Got it. Perfect. All right, I'm tracking now.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I'll play this game in Chrome instead. This isn't working. Not at all. Is there any reason other than that you have to put in the background manually for us to have this? What exactly is this supposed to do again?
D&D Beyond, it just gives you access so that you don't have to put in all the background components manually.
Yeah, I just spent 3 times as much time trying to do that as I would just manually enter it. So I'm not going to mess with it.
Okay. All right.
You most definitely did, because I've already manually entered everything.
I was going to say, it's a lot easier just to go through Roll20 the hard way. Well, it's the hard way, it's just a long way.
Okay, so I'm probably logged off at Roll20 at this point.
Roll20 is just really good for, personally, I only use it for UA stuff and the things like Gunslinger and Blood Hunter, just to make sure I got the mechanics correct. I would not use it as a guide for Roll20.
All recruits. Entertainer background.
Okay, so who thinks that they have everything pretty much set up on their character sheet, whether you're doing it in D&D Beyond or doing it in Roll20?
Me, rookie.
Yeah,
Rookie? Okay. Rookie, where did you create your character sheet?
Roll20.
Roll20. All right. So I am going to end your character. What did you name your character?
James Blackwood.
James Blackwood. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at your character here. So, okay. Strength 9. Dex 17. Con 13. 14. Okay. You went with the standard array.
Me? No.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't? Okay. I'm looking at James Blackwood. I'm looking at the character James Blackwood. So that's your character, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 15, 14. Oh, okay. No. All right. You're right. Never mind. Okay. So fighter, and we went with the Dex fighter, right? Yes. So points 11, armor class 16. 30. Okay. Crossbow. Excellent. Command, fighting style, archery, ancestry, start vision, criminal contact. New enemy. Okay. Yes. Interesting. Okay, now this campaign makes leveling very easy. It's a very simple milestone type of thing. So regardless of how you have your character set up, if you had it set up to do experience points, then I'll just tell you what experience points to give yourself when it's time to level so that it bumps you up to the next level. But otherwise, if you set it up to level by milestones, that works too. So nobody needs to remake anything regardless of how you did
On
it.
Roll20, all you have to do is click on the gearbox and go to the character master and add a level, and it'll pretty much do most of the stuff for you.
Yeah, and D&D Beyond, I think you can change it on the fly, but when you start your character in D&D Beyond, it asks you to decide whether you're going to do experience or milestone, and so either way, you can do that. All right. Any questions about James Blackwood from a player standpoint? Or looks like everything is pretty good here, from what I can tell.
From me or from others?
From you.
No, easy. I'm done. I'm very much happy with what he's got. I was considering, was it the wizard, I believe it was? The high elf? Having some sort of connection between the two, but I wanted to see how that goes.
Yeah, like if we want to tweak it after the fact. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and there's 3 questions. I'm going to put them into the Discord. I think we've already answered one of these questions. And the other 2 are ones to consider. So the one that I think we've answered is the second one. What keeps the characters together as a party? And that was sort of Barnowl's suggestion that everybody has had a friend or a relative that was killed by this dragon. So that's kind of what has drawn the characters together as a group. And then are any of the characters related to each other? Well, certainly the 2 elves could be, but they don't have to be.
Who was the one that said they had the criminal background?
Also me. Rookie.
That would also be me. as the rogue. So,
They're thick as thieves.
there you go. We might have shared a jail cell together at one time.
We both went to steal the same thing at one point.
Oh,
Became a
There you go.
never-ending rivalry between the two.
I like that.
You end up like trying to break into somebody's house, you see like a little folded piece of paper, like got here first, and then like that's all that's there.
You wasn't quick enough.
like, are you guys working the festival? Like those games that rip people off?
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah. Just sitting back, Well, there is something called. It's like Find the Lady, but it's called. Or I'm running dice games because that's my specialty. So it's like, hey, take a shot, roll the dice.
Yeah. Okay. So, so who did you lose, or what?
Oh, I wouldn't lose because that's my specialty is dice.
Or no? Who did you lose when the dragon attacked?
Oh, my brother.
Yeah. Wow.
It's a white dragon, isn't it? It's like they're the more feral and bestial ones, aren't they? Just judging by the cover.
Or do we know that even, Matt? Or, well, let's see. If we were there, we would have seen.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys would have seen that it's white dragon, or even if you weren't, you would have known they were killed by icy dragon breath, and so somebody would have witnessed it, and you would have heard it was a white dragon. So yeah.
Well, my thing is this: doesn't all dragons usually hoard gold?
I was gonna say, like, everyone's like, oh, I lost my brother. Oh, my mother. Like, I lost my sack of gold. Bastard took off with it.
Well, I think it's based on the color of the dragon too, but I think all of them have a little affinity for gems or gold or something.
Shinies.
They all do to a certain extent. They
Right.
all hoard treasure, and each one has its own what it considers the most valuable. Like gold dragons, it's said that they actually eat gems. So they like gemstones and they like to munch on them, kind of like hard candies.
Yeah. Bronze dragons loves anything pretty much metal, like they hoard it.
Okay, good. So now, Wesley, you mentioned that you were done with yours. Did you do it in Roll20 or in D&D Beyond?
I didn't roll 20. That's what I'm used to doing.
Okay, and once again, your character's name is... Let me just...
Gorrim.
Gorrim. Okay.
Gorrim Great Armor.
Then let me... Okay, he is the Mountain Dwarf Fighter. Okay. Strength Fighter. Okay.
Oh, it is. I think we got some relations there. So my guy Hylan is a Mountain Dwarf 2.
Okay.
Hard. Got another fighter in the group to hang around with these finger twiddling elves.
Maybe. Oh, how about I served with you in my previous life as a soldier, maybe.
I was a sergeant, mind you.
So,
2nd Regiment of Clangdon the Silverbeard.
Okay, how about this? I served under you. I had a crisis, maybe something tragic happened. Something made me decide to go pursue divinity somehow. Maybe there's maybe I needed redemption. Yeah, I think I made a grave decision that I'm having a hard time living with, so I left to try to get advice or counsel and stayed at the church that kind of took me in. And then that's the church that is holding this festival, and I kind of adopted it. I said, I'm going to keep you guys safe.
Okay. So Hylan served under Gorrim. And then later took vows. Okay. Sergeant. All right.
Now, would you be living in the area, Gorrim, or would I have? Maybe it's just by chance that you were here, and maybe we just recognize each other at the funeral.
Yeah, as Gorrim's just going to be a merc, basically.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, maybe there was a mutual somebody else that Hylan served with that was in Gorrim's unit that was killed, and that's what brought Gorrim there, is because that soldier that was a really good soldier, he got killed, so I'm going to go to his funeral, and then when he gets there, hey, there's Hylan.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That might work. You don't have to use that, but that's an option.
Oh, come on. Take the custom background that I put in.
Okay.
That sounds good. I mean, you can work with that for now.
Can I make a roll? I just want to pickpocket.
Who are you trying to pickpocket?
I'm doing a perception check.
Some of the members at the big funeral. You know, Daddy needs a little bit of money.
Oh God. The donation plate's coming around. You just tip into your bag when no one's looking.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let me roll. What is that? Sleight of hand for that?
Yeah, let me go ahead and make sure how everybody else is doing. But go ahead and give it a couple of rolls and make sure that the dice roller is working the way you know, whether you're running it from whichever character sheet you're running it from. Okay, so I've looked at Wesley. I've looked at James. Okay. So now is
So for James, well, hold on really quick. For James, I started in Roll20, but then I created it fully in D&D Beyond. So do you just delete the one that's in Roll20, or how does that work?
Oh no, you leave the one.
Don't delete that. But it's just you.
I don't know if they're the same.
You'll need it as a placeholder.
Okay.
So it attaches and everything to it, but you can do all of your dice rolling in D&D Beyond if you've got that Beyond 20 set up.
All right, cool.
So, all right. So now, is this James the player or James the character?
I should probably change the character's name, eh?
Well, no. What you can do in your Roll20 is once we get all of the character names set, you can go into the settings and then in the display name, just change the display name to the name of your character. And then that way everybody will have a unique name.
So we have rookie bracket James and James bracket the rookie.
So
Yeah, I think I'll just save everyone the headache and go with Gabriel or something.
Okay, so Rookie the player is changing their character name from James to Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gabriel Blackwood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. I'll change that in my notes. All right, so I have characters named Finn, Gabriel, Abinadom, Gorrim, Hylan, and Dorzaphir. Okay, so I'm just going to go down the list here. Somebody was having difficulty. Vern, was that you? Are you still working on Finn?
Unfortunately, yeah. Now Roll20 is giving me a problem. They started erasing things I already entered.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Now, can we do that? If I go back, is it there? Okay. It's stayed for a minute. I have a chance of being done. Nope. No, it took away all my cantrips and all the selections. But all I gotta do is remember them.
Hey, do all our people have dark vision? Oh no, we have one human, huh?
We have 2 humans.
2 humans?
2 humans, 2 dwarves, 2 elves. So it's interesting that the races turned out that way because the 2 dwarves have a connection by background.
The 2 elves are going to be brothers.
Yeah, we're thinking about doing that, yeah.
Now it changed my... Now somehow I've lost my benefits to the race. It's erasing things faster than I'm putting them in.
What are you doing? Like, how are you doing it?
I'm just doing it normally, and then I hit the next button, and then it goes back and it goes away.
Are you doing the character mancer or just?
It's now the skill proficiencies are gone. Now all the proficiencies are gone. Okay, we're gonna have to start this character completely over.
Yeah, burn it inside again. That sounds like.
If that'll work, wait a minute. Now it's back to. Now I've got my character stats added back in again. Hold on.
It's busy. Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's there. That's there. Just the spell stuff went away, but no, it's got some stuff highlighted.
Okay, so I'm looking. So you're on the character mancer.
Yeah.
Or I'm looking at the character mancer in Roll20.
And it's going to claim that I haven't chosen skills now. Wait a minute. I built the character anyway.
I am on the... I haven't clicked on anything, but I am looking right now at the race button. And it's showing me under race that... Oh, okay. So showing human. You're a human, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
I've only got one. Wow. This thing has just... Yeah, delete the character. Delete the character. This needs to be restarted. Because it's just going... It's mad now. It's just absolutely mad.
You can just go... You can go over to the gearbox. Click on the gearbox. Go down to Character Mancer and start it over. And just click Character Mancer and it'll reset everything.
Gearbox. That's just a big... Oh, you mean gearbox on the character sheet? No?
Yep.
The little gearbox.
Launch level 1 character man.
Yep.
Race is human. Subrace. I don't feel like that's going to work after having been through all this, but let's...
Just use the plain human because we don't have the subhuman. The subhuman variant isn't available.
Yeah, it's already done. No, it just unselected my skill proficiencies again.
Okay, if you're starting over, it should just reset everything to nothing.
Yeah, it's not doing that.
Select.
It is not doing that. It's got history selected, but I'm allowed to choose 3 somehow, and so that would be 4 total. The thing is broken. The thing is just broken. It needs to be deleted.
Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to go ahead, with your permission, I'll go ahead and delete it, and then I'll build a brand new one and assign it to you again, Vernon.
Yeah, that's the idea.
And it's Finn that I'm deleting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't want
Did anybody roll high enough perception to catch me stealing the plate going around?
Back in a minute. I'm going to get the protein.
Okay.
Oh, better not. Better hope I don't notice. I don't notice.
Is multi-classing allowed in this version?
No. Well, wait a minute. Actually, somebody asked that before, and there's nothing that says it's not allowed, but there's nothing that says it is allowed. The question the thing I'll point out is this particular adventure only goes up to level 6. So you as a player will have to decide whether you think 6 levels is enough to really multi-class into what you want, because that's like either 1 in 5 at the most imbalanced, or 3 in 3 at the most balanced. Now when we get into the homebrew campaign, the story arc will allow for us, depending on how far off the rails we get, to go as high as we want. So, clearly in that you can multi-class and do a pretty good amount of levels in either class if you wish, or both classes. Okay, all right. So Finn, I see you're restarting, or Vernon, I see you're restarting Finn.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay. Good.
There's the next button.
All right. So, who have I looked at? I think I've looked at Wesley's character, and I've looked at Barnowl's character. Rookie, is Gabriel done?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to go, and did you do that in Roll20 or D&D Beyond?
Both. Roll20 is preferably.
Okay. So I'll take a look there. Fighter 1, High Elf. All right. Okay, 9, 10, 15, 14, 12, 11, 13. Okay. All right, that looks good.
So you did
And then, and our other elf is
James. And I'm in both as well.
Abinadom. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, Abinadom, sorry. And I'm in both, but I think the D&D Beyond is more filled out.
Okay. So Abinadom, let me just go ahead and take a look. And did I understand that you guys as players were thinking that your characters might be related? Might be brothers or something, or half brothers.
So yeah, we've been kind of working it out. Something brought us back together back into our hometown, whether it was me graduating from school or coming back for funerals when everything went bad. We maintained a somewhat good relationship, but my older brother didn't get along with mom and dad very well.
Okay. So, Abinadom is brother of Gabriel. Brother of... Bless you. Bless you. Now, bless you. Okay,
Good
now
God.
were you two guys thinking that your actual characters were blood brothers, or were you thinking that you both had family in the same town and you had been friends before Abinadom went off to school?
No, blood relation, same parents.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, basically kind of what we had fleshed out was I was kind of the favorite son who went with the family tradition with the wizarding school and all that, and Gabriel didn't quite have the skills for that and left home and became a fighter and maybe a thief.
Okay. So Gabriel was the black sheep. Black sheep of the family, maybe?
So yeah, you get a lot of why can't you be like your younger brother? Why can't you just, be a wizard?
Yeah.
So he got sick of it and left.
I have my agency.
I had to go off and brood somewhere important. Think about my life.
You're a wizard, Gaby.
Okay, all right. Good. And then, all right, so Gabriel and Abinadom, those characters I've looked at. Dorzaphir, is Dorzaphir kind of done and ready to be looked at?
Yeah,
at this
it can be looked at.
And did you make it in Roll20 or in D&D Beyond?
It was actually easier to do in D&D Beyond.
Okay, so let me find...
I did post a link at the bottom, unless I'm added to your campaign on there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the campaign. You're not added yet. Did you...
I posted a link in the Discord to go straight to my character.
Okay. Yeah, I'll want you to go ahead and move your character into the campaign if you can, but...
How do I do that real quick?
Okay, I posted a link before. I'll send you a link in D&D Beyond, or not in D&D Beyond, and I'll whisper a link to you in Discord. Okay. So now if you should be able to assign your character to that campaign.
Done.
Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So now let me look here. Okay, Dorzaphir, the rogue.
Yep.
And you had also had kind of a criminal background. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Because I can't pick my archetype until level 3.
Right. So, so with you being a criminal and Gabriel also being a criminal, do you think there was some... I think
it's always been a rivalry. Yeah, it's always been a thing where either I get to something before he does, or, we both might have the same contacts throughout different cities, different guilds, but we've always had a rival.
So
Gabriel didn't catch me.
what was your level of criminality? Like, what were you doing illegally?
Petty theft, just, little tricks, maybe rolling the dice in back alleys, hey, come try your luck.
So these are the two humans?
No, one is a elf and one is a human.
Ah, okay.
See, I was thinking more of a professional, like, hired by somebody to go do something, not really stealing for his own personal interest.
So
I've been hired before, don't get me wrong. But
Yeah, so mine's more like a career. See if yours is a
yeah, right. I do it for my own personal gain, and then when I do it at my own whim. Yeah, it's just whatever I want to do, I do. Because I'm chaotic neutral, so I do what I want to, when I want to, and how I want to.
And Gabriel, you're thinking that while you have a criminal background, maybe you also have kind of a mercenary streak where you sort of do jobs for hire, and maybe those have, military / criminal.
Yeah.
Okay,
typically, like, only from, like, not particularly, you wouldn't, like, steal from an orphanage, but you might steal from, like, a corrupt baron or something like that, like some sort of evidence, or depends on who's hiring, and he's willing to turn it down if he doesn't agree with it.
So Gabriel's kind of like a Hannibal Lecter.
Sure.
Well, and no, am I thinking the?
Yeah, not Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter's the one who eats people.
Okay, I'm thinking of the Hannibal from the A-Team. What's his?
Never watched the A-Team, so that doesn't help either.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Murdoch.
Right. Pity the fool. Pity the fool.
No, you a crazy fool. You crazy fool.
Yeah, because those guys were a group of.
They were mercenaries.
Yeah.
Yes, they were mercenaries by force. They were forced into.
Right.
They were good.
Yeah,
They were good mercenaries.
Right.
Yeah.
But Gabriel has his own code that he follows. Other people may think it's good, they may not think it's good. Okay, Vernon, did Finn work out for you?
And I was big on that show because I was a huge fan of Battlestar Galactica, the original with Dirk Benedict, and then Dirk Benedict was in
Yeah, that's my era too.
Yeah, it looks
I
like
also watched a lot of the old westerns back in the day with my grandmother because she loved old westerns, and I knew George Papard, who played Hannibal from the old western.
Oh yeah, the demolition guy who was a little bit crazy.
Oh, John Hannibal Smith. That was the name of the character. Okay, Hannibal Smith.
Oh, he played characters and was crazy. I think that was that character.
Mad Murdoch.
That was Murdoch. Murdoch was the crazy.
Murdoch?
Yeah, Murdoch.
Yeah, Murdoch was the crazy guy that was the pilot.
The pilot. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a pilot
and B.A., who was played by Mr. T, he was always like,
He was the muscle.
Fool.
Yeah, he was the muscle.
Yeah, I ain't going to fly with him.
What is bad? Yeah, BA stands for bad attitude.
Yeah.
B.A. Barabbas, yeah.
Yeah.
Baracus.
There you
Barabbas. Okay. So how is
The face character would make a great thief. I mean, thief / bard. I mean, that's what he pretty much was.
Mm-hmm.
how is Finn coming along? I don't want to open it until you say you're ready.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I rolled for my stats there, DM.
Yeah, I think the character has come through now.
Okay.
It looks good when I look at it.
Okay. All right. So Excellent. All right. Bard, entertainer. Good. Okay. Good. Okay. Excellent. Okay. All right, now he's got the entertainer background. So, and you mentioned that Finn is somebody that's kind of like a networker. He's trying to put together a network of what? A network of contacts or entertainers or what?
Well, he is putting together a network of he is putting together a network of contacts, but the idea that he's got in his head, after studying all the lore and all the history and such, he just kind of noticed that all the time it's about an adventure or working on his own, possibly meeting people on the way, but all the stories are about one guy. Well, what if that one guy knew where to find a bunch of other guys so that whenever something happened, you could get a whole bunch of Herculeses? And Hercules is there. He makes contact with Achilles. Use magic to create a network that of basically adventurers guilds to bring that all together, and then act as a force.
Okay.
However, he's very individualistic in his way. So part of this is that, well, I am, of course, the center of the force. He's going to be the one that networks it and puts it all together. That's the Talon agent concept.
Okay. Talon. All right, there we go. That was what I was looking for.
I think with this layout, what we have is maybe the situation in which he first gets the idea. So he doesn't come in with the idea. I think he comes to this funeral either as some entertainer or as he is like following. He is in attendance for some cousin of his, like, and by the way, when the dragon blew by, it messed with his hair, and he really wants to get back at him.
Okay, now that's going to be.
Did he give you a permanent comb over?
No, it was his favorite wing.
Self high five.
All right, so sticking with Finn for a moment, and I'm going to ask everybody this question. You just mentioned a cousin of yours was killed by the dragon.
Yeah, I think that's who. I don't see this being a story about revenge or about some heartbreak as much as this guy trying to do a thing. So I see if there's got to be a person that's dead, that it's fairly distant.
Okay. Was killed by the dragon. He came to town to for the funeral. Okay. All right. Now, I am going to give. Actually, I'll wait until I find out who was killed, and then I'll ask everybody to do a couple of rolls, and I'll find out who knows what information. Okay, so for everybody, I'm going to ask who you know that was killed. So going down the list I have here, and you don't need to assign a name to him yet. If you think about a name later, you can tell me. So Finn, we know it was a cousin that was killed. For Gabriel, who was killed? Why was Gabriel at this funeral?
Not too sure. It was, to really talk about with. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that name. Ryaku.
Okay.
Yeah. Ryukyu. The Ryukyu Islands, Okinawa. That's what it stands for. But that's Abinadom.
Abinadom.
Yeah, so it could have been like one of our parents or maybe another sibling.
Yeah, probably something. Either one of the parents or a sibling would be pretty good. Probably one of the parents would be preferable than a third sibling. That's
Okay.
just me.
All right. So Gabriel and Abinadom, was it your mom or your dad that was killed, or both?
We'll say poor old dad bit the dust.
Poor old
Okay.
dad.
Father was killed by the dragon. Funeral. Okay, with his brother. All right, now, I'm getting an idea here that I will just throw out there for Abinadom. You had mentioned that you're a raw rookie. You kind of wanted to play around with that idea of being sort of a new player, and perhaps your wizard is kind of new to that. Can we say that this dragon attack happened just before the end of your final term in school, and you had to leave school early to come, and that's why he's maybe a little bit unsure of doing the magic, or did you not want to play him that way? It's up to you how you play him, but
Yeah, I mean, either that or I had just graduated, and my older brother was in town for the graduation when this all whatever happened went down, and I kind of like the idea of, I'm this newly minted wizard that doesn't have much street smarts, but I got my older brother that's back in town who's kind of been there, done that, and I'm going to make a lot of mistakes along the way, and he's going to kind of show what life is really like.
Oh, I had a really bad idea where the last time I actually see our father, we actually end up arguing and fighting over it, and that's like a constant like, oh, you didn't say that.
Yeah, and you never mended that relationship.
That's gonna be rough. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, your dad died.
Yeah, dragon.
yeah, okay, all right. So yeah,
Kind of, yeah. That seems how it's ended up.
So we can have a little bit of, as siblings, we kind of maintain, their relationship there, but there's going to be some conflict because I have my way of thinking, he has his way of thinking, and we'll see how that plays out.
Okay.
My way involves a lot more arrows than yours.
Okay. And it's safe to say, Abinadom, that as the favorite son, you had a really good relationship with both of your parents.
Yes.
And there's, some potentially, you two clearly care about each other as brothers, but maybe there's a little tension over your brother's unresolved conflict with your dad.
Yeah, and leaving home, not staying home, not being there for me when I was growing up, but whatever.
With his brother. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, so excellent. Those are good details for now, and you guys can figure out, if you want to, what your father's name was and give me that information later, or it doesn't really even matter. You all can put however much detail you want to into that, and I'll let you all work on that together. Wesley, who was killed and why were you here for the funeral?
So we returned to
Whoa, okay.
one of his soldiers.
Okay. So one of his soldiers, his old unit, and
Maybe
did
somebody.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Maybe it was somebody who saved his life in a previous battle with orcs, and he feels obligated to avenge his death.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And maybe
And
he was.
you were a sergeant, right? Gorrim was a sergeant?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I think the link with me might be he had come across hard times, maybe, and was like seeking out past acquaintances, and we were friends probably, and he was just kind of hanging out. Maybe he was just looking for work, maybe spending time. Looked me up. Was here a couple of weeks. The festival happened, and then he wound up getting killed.
Okay. Came to town looking.
Like maybe we were quite close because we were both, serving under Gorrim.
Okay.
And he was always maybe he was checking up on me because I kind of had the crisis, and I did the action that was like troubled my soul. And I think it just was the first time that we had seen each other after that event, and he was just simply looking me up.
Okay. And winds up getting killed.
And
What was that?
he
Yeah,
can't
Wesley,
drink dwarven spirits with combatants. With fellow soldiers is an excuse for Gorrim to show up.
We missed all that, I think.
Yeah, Wesley, you're a little robotic, but so I heard something about drinking dwarven spirits, but I don't think I heard the context.
Gorham's connection might be wobbly.
Yeah. Okay. Token setup. Yeah, the default for tokens in Roll20 is the green is health. The red, I believe, is AC. And the blue is unassigned. Let me just double check
Okay,
here.
let's see.
Oh no, I'm sorry. The green is health, the blue is AC, and the red is unassigned. That's what it is. So yeah, that's the default. That's what it assigns to all of the NPCs. And so unless I want to go and change all of the NPCs, then it's probably just easier if the characters do that too. All right. So let me go back to... All right, so we know... All right, we know that the connection for Gorrim and Hylan was a soldier they served with. All right, and then Michael.
Yes.
For Dorzaphir, who was killed in this dragon attack? Why were you here at the funeral? Or were you here more as an opportunist because you knew there was that festival and then that dragon attack just happened to take?
No. My brother actually, Dorzaphir, died.
Okay.
Because I made a mistake, and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. It was my fault.
Okay.
It's also in my backstory. It says someone I loved died because I made a mistake. That'll never happen again.
Okay.
So, yeah. Brother Dorzaphir died. Mom was crazy with naming people. But he died, and I just, why not make, with everything going on, it's also a good chance to pocket some cash. So, hey, it's just an opportunity. Not much love lost for my little brother, but, hey, it's just shit happens. Got to go on with your life.
Okay. And do I have the spelling correct? Azaphir for your brother?
Yeah, that would be correct.
Okay.
And what class are you?
Rogue.
So there's 2 rogues.
No.
There's a bard.
So the 2 elves are wizard and fighter?
Correct.
Okay.
There's
And
2
one of
fighters. Fighter is the class that's doubled up.
Okay.
But with 2 different types of fighter. One's he's
Right.
splashy, one shooty, hidey.
Right.
Got it.
Yes.
But there's a bit of rogue in your fighter.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a criminal fighter.
Yeah.
Or criminal / spy. Yeah. It's like he can fight, but he's good at stealing too.
Not particularly good with the stealth, actually. It's more like I just kick on the door and take the thing I'm supposed to steal and leave.
Where me, I can sneak in there with a stealth of +7.
What level 1? That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, dude. As it levels up, it gets insane.
Yeah. The expertise is like double your proficiency. You can get like +12 at some point, doesn't it?
Yeah, once you reach, it'd be way past what level when we get to homebrew probably, but way past that. But like at level 3, you get to pick your sub-archetype, which would be like Arcane Trickster, where I can do, certain little arcane things. But most of it, yeah, you like look at my sleight of hand. It was +5 when I rolled that sleight of hand check.
Yeah, rogues are great.
The most fun rogue I have played in recent memory was one that I decided on based on a misunderstanding of one of the racial abilities, and it worked out fine. I played a Furbolg rogue arcane trickster, and
Wow.
That's
And the-
interesting.
And the reason I went with Furbolg is because we were doing Tomb of Annihilation, and when I saw the racial ability of Disguise Self, at first I was thinking Disguise Self was Alter Self. And I thought, okay, we're going to be in Chult, where there's all these different humanoid races. If he can kind of mimic what these other races look like, he can very easily just pass for them, and because the Furbolg ability gives him the ability to be 3 feet taller or shorter instead of 1 foot taller or shorter, then he can, like blend in with a lot of them. Well, the DM, of course, held me to the Disguise Self, but he said, okay, I'm going to roll with that 3 foot thing. So I gave him proficiency with Disguise Kit, and that let him pretty much pass for most races until he got close enough that they could see, oh, wait, that's not actually one of us. That's somebody else. So the concept still worked, but then I just made him I maxed out everything that had to do with finding traps and secret doors and disabling traps, because obviously doing Tomb of Annihilation, you're going into this place where it's filled with all these traps, or the lore of it was that. So it worked out. He actually was one of 2 original party members that wound up surviving the whole adventure. Because he was like, let me check everything before we go anywhere. He was like paranoid. Okay, so the kind of the group concept we have is that there was a festival at the local church, the church where Hylan was serving, and the dragon attacked at the time, and a number of locals were killed. And all of the PCs knew somebody that was killed in that dragon attack. Do I have that sort of group background correct?
Mm-hmm. I can agree with that.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, now the next question is looking at the Sword Coast. And I'm actually going to go ahead and bring us over to the map of the Sword Coast, and you guys can zoom out if you wish. So kind of giving you an idea of where we are. The actual adventure, okay, on your maps it doesn't show anything, but I'm going to ping a couple of places on it. The big major town in this part, or the major city in this part of the Sword Coast is right here, and that's Neverwinter. Okay, over on the coast there. Then there's the town where the adventure starts, and that's because of rumors where the dragon is near there. So let me get everybody to do a history check, and we'll see who knows where that is. So before I tell the group, I can maybe tell the individual characters. Ooh. Wow. Abinadom. Killing it.
Personally study the...
It's one of my skills.
Okay.
Unless it's something dwarven, Gorrim doesn't know shit about.
Yeah, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think we're still missing Finn.
Yeah, I have Abinadom has a +6 on
I
history.
ran it. You didn't see it?
I
you want me to
don't see.
rechange my character name?
Okay. Vernon. Okay, so got Hylan, Abinadom, Rookie, Dorzaphir, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I only see 5 people have rolled a history check here. So
Yeah, I changed my name to my character name just to make it easy.
right, but still I'm only seeing 5. There should be 6, right? Or did somebody drop? Who didn't roll a history check yet?
Well, let me change mine.
Was it Barnowl?
No, Hylan. Hylan rolled, that's me.
I didn't roll one for Gorm because unless it's dwarven, he doesn't know anything about it.
There you go.
Oh, so they just didn't roll it. 1.
What?
-1 in
Like I
history.
said, if it's not dwarven, he doesn't know.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
So,
Oh, what is it?
yeah, Dorzaphir. Okay. All right.
Let's say Abinadom had a 24.
Yeah, it's my +6, baby.
Woo!
Okay, then Dorzaphir and Abinadom, the two of you have heard that the dragon has recently been spotted near the town of Phandalin, which is right over here. So I want to say this is going to be maybe a 10-day after the funeral. You guys have been kind of hanging around and for whatever reason, each of you found yourself sort of tasked with helping to put the affairs of the friend or relative that you knew who was killed in order. So it kept you stuck in that place for a while. And I just want to say that the town where you were, where that dragon attack happened, was right here in the town of Leyland. And I'll go ahead and put that in as Leilon. So, town of Leyland, where the dragon attack at the festival happened. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. It's a big enough town because it's right on the main trade route. It's kind of one of those stopover towns where a lot of caravans stay, but it's a place that a lot of people pass through. So it's built up around trade. There's plenty of activity there, but it's not like a major city because the dragon wouldn't necessarily attack like Neverwinter, because Neverwinter has all the defenses, and the wizards would just kill it before it got to do much. Okay, town where this happened was Leyland, and I will put a little bit of the lore about Leyland in the notes from this session when I send those out a little bit later. Probably I'll send those out tomorrow night.
Would that include possibly any reason why the dragon attacked that particular town?
Yeah, let me take a quick peek here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a mining town. Or its main industry was mining, and people would the caravans would come along, and they would take some of the ore, and they would also trade stuff there for the ore. So that's how a lot of people made its money. There is an ally of Waterdeep, and a member in the town's leadership is a member in good standing with the Lord's Alliance. Thanks to the efforts of its leader, Lord Pelendar Filmaria. Okay, and it's just north of the Mere of Deadmen, and just west of the Sword Mountains. And in those mountains, there was there were some silver mines that had been mined for several centuries, mainly by dwarves. And yeah, okay. So yeah, there.
Was that silver or real silver?
That was real silver. It was
what dwarves call real silver.
Oh no, it's not mithril. It's just silver, as in the kind of silver you'd make silver pieces from. So just the mundane metal silver as opposed to something extra special. Okay, and there's quite a bit of history there. Oh, and speaking of history, there I can give us the actual date that this
Oh, good gosh.
okay. No. Okay. Era of upheaval. Okay. When was this last updated? Okay, so. Oh, goodness. Okay. Well, that's no good. Okay, this adventure actually takes place in the same year, and I'm going to say it's actually a little bit before the events of the Lost Mine of Phandelver. And the reason I say it is because Phandalin is the town in both adventures, and there is a shopkeeper that is an NPC in both adventures, and she's a human. And in both adventures, she is listed as being exactly the same age. So therefore, if that's consistent, then these two adventures are supposed to be happening at the same time, or at least in the same year.
Okay.
All right, so that would be, I think, 1479. Is that correct? Events in 1479. Yeah, I believe it's 1479, but I'll verify that and give it to you in the notes. That it's that particular year. All right. The year is 1479. DR. Okay. And that's probably, for most people's sake, that's something that's just a nice to know. But one of the things I want to do in the homebrew campaign, I'm going to set the homebrew campaign a little bit later in the chronology. And I'm going to ask in the homebrew campaign that your characters have 3 different NPCs that they know, one being an ally, one being a rival, and one being a contact. And because this adventure takes place before that one, I'll give you the option. You can choose that one of those 3 people can be your character from this game, or somebody that you met in this game. So that you can use this as kind of a way of figuring out, oh, okay, well, what's, as you're thinking about what you want to play as your quote unquote real character for the homebrew campaign, you can use this to sort of think about potentially some background ideas. Or you could just say, no, I don't want to use any of the information from this game, and just make up something brand new when you get there. It's all up to you. But But at least I want to give you the option that you can mine this game for something that will be going forward. Now, somebody asked in the Roll20, sent a message, and I wanted to address it tonight. How long do I envision the sessions to be, and how long was I envisioning tonight to go? I kind of like the idea for a weeknight campaign that we don't go any more than like 3 hours. So we're coming up about 20 till 11 now, my time. And I think that's probably a good time, 11 o'clock being a pretty much a good benchmark cutoff for our sessions. And then, if we get to a stopping point a little bit early, that's fine. If, we go a little bit over, that's fine with me, as long as that's okay with everybody. Does that sound like a good thing, or is that too late for people? Would you rather it be a 2-hour session, or what?
I'm East Coast as well, so that sounds perfect.
I mean,
that's good.
I'm pretty good here.
Okay. No objections to that, 3-hour sessions?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Because I think 3 hours gives us enough time to get some stuff done, and yet it's not, it doesn't feel like it's one of those, marathon games like we may have played when we were back in high school, where you went over to your buddy's house at noon and you didn't leave until it was like 11 o'clock at night.
Are you getting to play from Friday afternoon till Sunday night?
Pardon?
Friday till Sunday.
We play from Friday afternoon till Sunday night.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was in college. I was in a group where we would get together usually at 1 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon every week, and we were lucky if we finished before 2 in the morning on Sunday. It was like a long time. People would bring over the stuff to make their dinners, and we just kind of would trash our DM's place every week. But he was fine with it, because we would bring beer, we would bring snacks, we would bring food to share with everybody, so it was all good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so probably don't want to get too much into the adventure tonight, but you two guys who had the good roll will know that we're headed to Phandalin. We will start next week with you all, Dorzaphir and Abinadom, being able to tell the others what you heard about the dragon being sighted near Phandalin, and then we can kind of hand wave the travel to Phandalin and get started with the adventure there.
Cool.
Sort of what.
Sounds good.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for coming out this evening. Before I let everybody go, is there anyone that has any questions that I have not answered, or anything you need to share with the group? Actually, you know what? Something I didn't do that I should have done, and nobody called me on it. I did not ask everybody to say what your experience with D&D is, what editions you've played, and everything like that. So going down the list of how everybody is listed in Discord, at least on my end, Barnowl, Tell us a little bit about how long you've played D&D, what editions you've played, and things like that.
Well, let's see. Back in when I was how old? 10. I did I guess it was AD&D.
Okay.
Did that for like a couple years, I think. Played Top Secret as well. And
you rarely hear that one. Yeah.
I think those are the two main ones that I played. When I hit high school, I stopped playing. And honestly, it was something that I wanted to get back into for a long time, but I just was doing other things. And I only got back into playing D&D when 5e came out. So I did like the jump from AD&D, totally missed out 3, 4, and it was just...
you didn't miss anything.
No, and as I gather, it's like I kind of hit the sweet spot of entering back into 5e, and it kind of coincided with my sons. I've got the twin 14-year-olds now, and in the one of them is totally into D&D, and I've been running some games for him and his friends. Very kind of basic stuff. I'm not the best GM or DM, but you don't need to be with kids really. You can just kind of wing it, and they have fun. But I've been in another group for about 3 years that plays on Saturday morning on Roll20. The town I live in is kind of small, so there isn't really... I haven't found a group that is local that I can go to. But Roll20's been cool.
Okay.
I guess that's about it. I've been totally getting to 5e. Glad I missed out on all the math of 4.
Yeah, 4 was a really different animal compared to all of the other editions. They decided to kind of flip the script, where for so many years computer games had been inspired by D&D. They said, what would happen if we made a D&D edition that was inspired by video games? And some people liked it, and a lot of people who liked older editions said, "Oh, I hate this." So, yeah. Well, good. Barnowl, glad to have you with us.
Yeah, no, I'm totally into it.
Okay, Rookie.
Hi.
Hey.
So I've played 5e for about 2 years now. I've DM for about 1. I've played about a good handful of games. However, just games tend to fall apart as per normal. Typically just due to time zone differences and work commitments, because we're all adults now, and adult sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, most of my characters typically end up being like the scientific or diplomatic types. Mostly played kobolds, which has been very fun to do. So I'm looking interested to see a non-kobold character.
Okay.
Like a kobold within a character of like humans and elves and stuff, or
no, kobold with the personality of a kobold with the personality of a kobold.
But like your adventuring party is made up of other kobolds, or just regular folk?
Regular folk.
Interesting.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Kobold artificer, who was I had a twin. So it was Tick and Tack, and their last name was Toe. So Tick, Toe, and Tack Toe. We were a gunslinger and artificer, respectively. So what ended up happening was, typical adventures, killed all our friends, and then we were like, well, we're on our own now. So we stuck into a sewer and basically started stealing from all the tiny folk of this particular town for like clothes and shoes and things that would fit us. And it ended up being like we came across a dwarf, like gunslinger / artificer, the old-fashioned one, where I'm going through all these cool blueprints to make cool stuff, and Tick finds a blunderbuss on the wall and accidentally sets it off. And goes, oh, no. I love this forever now. So that's how they began their passion for gunpowder. It was fun. They had some great chemistry, the two of them. They were completely obnoxious to the extreme. They would ask personal or inappropriate questions at any given time. It's like there was a skeleton character, for example. They were asking, "How do you move without tendons? What's it like? Do you get cold?" And
Why does it
typically,
sound like the lady from Monty Python?
kind of, yeah,
without pendants.
that's the best I could do. My friend was better at the Kobold voice, but yeah, we kind of back and forth over that. So like, while someone's trying to give like menacing lectures on how they're going to kill us all, we'd ask, "Do you get cold? What's it like to have no like organs? Do you still eat food? Do you miss food?" And like usually, it usually ends up like stumping them up so we can escape or something dumb. It was fun.
Very cool. Okay, Ryukyu, you were the one who's new to D&D, correct?
Yes, yeah. So I would say back when I was in, I don't know, 5th, 6th grade, I was interested in D&D, but my parents were the type that, oh, that's not good. You know, there are all the horror stories that were coming out in the news about kids, you know, their character would die and then they would go off.
Tom Hanks running off to the
I
don't want to be Elf Star anymore.
that wonderful movie. But I did have, I think, an hour of some kid down the street. I think we were doing like a one-on-one. He was the DM and I was the character, and went through some little, I don't know, adventure. And he gave me a bag of holding, and I put some kind of magical dagger, and then I lost everything. So that's about all I remember from those days. But I had the Dungeons and Dragons Choose Your Own Adventure books. But I've always wanted to play. I've played a couple D&D type computer games. I mentioned Pool of Radiance. That was a TSR game back in the day.
Yeah.
And then I recently started listening to Dads and Dragons podcast, and I thought, and I'm a father of 7 kids, and I thought, wow, it'd be fun to do this with my children. But I thought, well, I should probably know how to do this first before I do it with my children.
Okay.
So that's I finally found some time to do it, and here I am. So
excellent.
Glad to be here.
Excellent. Well, we're glad to have you. Okay, Shrek is Mike. What's your experience with D&D? Okay, it looks like you're trying to talk, but we're not hearing anything you're saying.
That's interesting. We don't hear sound. Turn up.
Can you hear me now?
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
I had to turn my microphone on. No, like James, I grew up with parents that were very strict religious. No, it's the devil. I couldn't even read Harry Potter, for God's sakes, in middle school.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Okay. Yeah, my parents were that strict. So once I got to about high school, which we're not going to go how long ago that was, when I got into high school, I had a buddy. He said, "Hey, man," you know, he was older than me. He was like, "Hey, come join my D&D group." This is when we played 3.5. He's like, "Come join my D&D group." And I was like, "Why not, dude?" You know, I'm a little bit more lax now. My parents stopped being Mondo Christianity nonsense. So he's like, I hung out with him a lot. And so I played probably for 3 or 4 years and then got out of it. And then 5e came out and I said, okay, you know, I got married. I have a family. I was like, you know what? I had some buddies that wanted to play. I was like, you know what? Let me go pick up the books. I picked up the Dungeon Master's Guide, the essentials, some dice, Dungeon Master's Guide, the Player Handbook, and the Monster Manual. And I said, you know what? I'll DM a few games. And we actually started going back and forth DMing some games. And we had a group of about 5-10 people, which, trust me, never get a group over 5 or 6.
It's
insane, especially when I had 5 rogues and I had to kill them all because they kept stealing from each other and everyone else, and I was just tired of it. I said, total party kill, insta death, roll destruction, done. You're dead. But no, it's been fun, and I'm about to start DMing Waterdeep Dragon Heist as soon as I get back into my house. I'm gonna have physical, paper maps, role play, all right there in a group of about 5 of us, and go to town. But that's my experience with D&D.
Okay, yeah, that's a fun adventure. Dragon Heist is a fun one to do. Okay, Vernon, what about you? What's your experience with D&D?
Well, I don't know why it started, but it started with the Little Red set.
Okay.
Called Basic Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons
Whoa.
Advanced.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember why I got this or how. I did play that. I played Advanced and about the books. I was DM, kind of. It was private campaign. Usually it was one person, but every once in a while we'd bring in somebody else into it for a session. It was junior high at that point. We didn't play by the rules very well, so it wasn't like I was really playing.
Right.
I got a little. I mean, we did crazy things. The deities and demigod book, which was the deities at the time, they said on their home plane the deity's strength would be 10 times. So I started 10 timesing armor classes, 10 timesing hit points, and eventually the player characters got into 10 times because we deified them later on, and then we just increased the multiples. I believe it stopped at times 300.
Yeah.
And the times 100 gods were running around, and I think I had a times 1,000 variation. Anyway, so it got ridiculous. I was getting the strife. My parents weren't Christians or anything, but I was getting the strife from some certain things. And I'd stop for a while, or I'd pretend to stop for a while, whatever. But eventually I kind of grew out of it. I grew into other things. But it's part of what makes me a performer, part of what makes me go into improv and storytelling and the things that I do. I didn't return until just after the 9 years of Medieval Times was over. I was stuck in the swamp, Tain City, for the one of you that might know where that is. And there was like nobody anywhere, and the acting thing was over because they brought the queen in instead of the king.
Right.
So I went online and started doing this while I work. I have this online business, but it doesn't require a lot. I've been kind of doing that even now. It's so slow moving that I can do all that successfully. My job isn't particularly strenuous, just a lot of repetition.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I do. So AD&D 5e are actually basic to 5e.
Okay. Yeah, I played the basic edition of AD&D, second edition, third edition. I didn't really play much fourth edition, and I've played fifth edition practically since the day it launched. So that was 2014. So I've been playing that for about 5 years now. And Wesley, what about you? What's your history with D&D?
I'm with him. I've played since the red boxes, and even played some Eldritch Wizardry and all back in the day. I actually have a chainmail, original chainmail.
Oh wow! Okay.
It's got a coffee stain on it, but it's got a coffee stain on it, but it's one of the first 200 that was actually at some point in Gary Gygax's and Gary Arneson's hand whenever they bound the thing, did the little plastic binding thing in their own garage.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I've actually played with Gygax.
Oh really?
He at a Gen Con, he killed my character in Tomb of Horror. And he didn't give a shit that I was a kid. He still killed my character and tore my character sheet up. I was okay, and wrote on it, killed by Gary Gygax. I was happy I got Gygax's signature.
Whoa, that's a good souvenir.
Yeah, that's a great souvenir. Yeah, there's a book out now called Empire of Dreams, I believe it's called. And it's sort of the biography of Gary Gygax and the story of how D&D all came to be. So if you're kind of into that lore about the history of the game in terms of how the game became the game, it goes into.
I kind of lived it all, so I kind of knew it. I mean, I've spoken to Gygax numerous times before he passed away on Dragon's Foot. I talked to Frank Mincer from time to time. I know Jeff Grubbs. I've been doing this since back when it was when you didn't admit in public you played D&D.
Yeah. Yeah, which really fifth edition.
That gets you beat up at school.
Yeah. fifth edition kind of, I don't know whether it's a combination of it came along at the right time or whether it was just the right amount of accessible, but it really has exploded in the zeitgeist in the way that I don't think any of the previous editions did. You know, in the last 5 years, you've seen everybody from, you know, people like Vin Diesel well,
there's even a TEDx talk on D&D, the benefits of playing D&D.
Yeah, and
add it to your resume as problem solving and skills building.
Yeah.
It's just
And teamwork challenges.
Yes,
exactly. And getting back to something Vern said, which I didn't recognize for a long time in myself until someone else pointed it out to me. I like the whole improv aspect of it, where it's sort of like the yes and, where, you know, somebody sets up a situation and then you all run with it. And as soon as people start running with it, okay, now the DM has to adapt to what the players are doing. You know, it's not just the DM saying, here's a situation, you know, and you all go with what I tell you have to do. The best games really are collaborative, and okay, the DM will set the scene, but then the characters will drive it, and the DM is along for the ride as much as everybody else is. You know, where there are plot things that'll happen, but you've got to allow for the rule of cool to be in play at any point in time.
Oh God, I was watching, and I know a lot of people hate it, but I was watching Crit Roll because I'm trying to catch up. I really like watching it, but it's hard to watch for 3 hours at a time. Yeah. But I was watching it, and there's an episode where I think Liam's character Caleb blows a fireball at something and completely kills it, and it was an NPC, and Matt just takes and rips up his notes. He said, "You ruined it," and he literally, you just see him rip notes up, and he goes, "Oh my God, what did I do?" He goes, "You've ruined 3 to 5 minutes of plot point," and I was like dead. I was rolling.
That's player characters for you. That's the one thing as a DM. The one thing you can count on as a DM is for the players to come up with something you didn't expect. Like recently last week, we played in a game where the DM had set up 2 encounters next to each other, and which one we decided to avoid and which one we decided to get involved in, we could end up getting attacked by both parties. Well, our asses used stealth and illusions and got the 2 parties to fight each other, and then we cleaned up the rest. And he said, I never would have thought that. And I was like, that's what you can always have to expect your players to do what you don't think of them to do.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
The things you think they're going to see, the things you think they're going to see, the things you think they're going to figure out real quick, it'll take them an hour to figure it out. But the stuff you think is going to be really hard, they figure it out in 5 minutes.
So improv and
or completely evolve it.
Yeah.
Completely go off.
You know where I am 50 million is?
I am 50 million.
You don't know what this is?
No.
This is free improv lessons on Maitland Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's they teach it. They teach improv for personal development. It's something I have done also. I've spun off of that and done a few sessions of improv for personal development.
Oh,
I'm from the era when we didn't bother to name characters until they got to 3rd level because they died.
Oh my God!
It was just cleric 1, cleric 2, wizard 1, wizard 2.
Yep, exactly. It's back in the day, for those of us who did play those early editions, you had things like giant spiders. It was save versus poison or die. It's not save versus poison or take damage. It's save versus poison or just die.
Right.
And you only had like a 25% chance to save, you know?
Yeah.
So most of the time you die.
Yeah.
And
the god-awful pit traps that... Like that damn pit, that damn trap in not Tomb of Horrors. The city one in the desert was B4. I can't think of the name of it was the one where you went out in the desert, the mega dungeon. Anyway, there was a trap in there. The first person in line tripped it, and the third person in line got hit by it. And what it did is it caused the walls to collapse on you and did 3 to 18 points of damage. This is back when people had 6 hit points. A mage at best had 6 hit points. So 3 to 18 killed him.
I have 8.
There was no deck save, nothing. Whoever tripped it, the third person in the row got killed.
Yeah, there were no saves back then, right? But hell, even now though, you have a 1 in 20 chance that your roll could be shit.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
At least 25% higher odds.
Yeah.
But I think the game's moved past that because people put more effort in endurance and more in thought into their characters than just basically rolling up a bunch of stats and running them around to see who dies. And it used to be it was funny. It was kind of like a badge of honor to have the funniest death. Well, for years, my group that I play with in real life, I mean, I've known these people for 30 years, and we still joke about a character named Lucius. We call it Lucius rolls. It became like a running gag on South Park with Kenny. I mean, it was like, how does this thief gonna die this time? Because I mean, he died all kind of different ways, and we just kept bringing him back just because it was funny to see how he was gonna die next week.
Yeah, I think in one of my long-running games where I was playing a bard, my character had the greatest death, 2 of the greatest deaths, because the first time they were dumb enough to bring me back, I had a cloak that was acting like a cloak of protection, but unbeknownst to all of us, it was also being tracked by the major enemy. So it was kind of had a cursed item on it. And we got into a fight with a bunch of hill giants. And my poor bard became, drew like 3 of the hill giants on him, and they were starting to attack him. And he was going to go down really quickly. So he decided in a moment of desperation that he was going to do a point-blank fireball centered right on himself, which was going to catch all of the hill giants as well. Of course, it killed him, but back in those days, you had to roll for all of your items to see which ones would get destroyed. And that cloak got destroyed. So the DM told us after it got destroyed, oh, well, you just destroyed that cursed item I had been tracking you with for 5 levels. It's like, oh, dang it.
No way to destroy the DM's plot tool.
Yeah. And then his other death was they were by a lagoon, and he saw some it was at night, he saw some ripples out in the water, and he said, guys, I wonder what's going on out there. So he takes his boots of water walking, and he goes out walking across the lagoon, and he had, of course, the old adventurer's trick of having a continual light coin that he had on a string. So he pulls the continual light coin out, he drops it down on a string to see what's down there, and then after a few seconds, he sees a big mouth coming up. It was like that time where they're like, yeah, okay, we're not going to save him this time. We already brought him back once. So
Lucius just found crazy ways to die. He was one of those characters who had the worst luck. He rolled 1s almost every time. Every time he attacked, he rolled a 1, 2, or 3. He blew
that die would be in dice jail.
He blew every single stealth check, and the DM was just so evil that he would like let him walk in and make him think he's stealth, and the creatures would just stand there and act like he's not there, and then turn on him and all attack him at one time and just pincushion his ass.
That's great.
He had a giant fly carry him off, and he tries to stab the fly. He crits the fly. We were all like, yay, he kills the fly. And he said, yeah, but he's 60 feet in the air, and now he plummets to his death. I mean, that was the kind of luck that poor character had. He was just so funny. We kept bringing him back just because it was fun to see how he was going to die the next week.
Oh, my God.
Swallowed whole 3 times. He got swallowed 3 times by 3 times by different creatures. I mean, we had to dig him out and bring him back.
Oh my goodness.
Good times, good times.
All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. It's a little after 11. And I do have to get out for work tomorrow. So I want to get to bed before too long. Thank you guys for coming out tonight, and hope I will see you all again next Thursday at 8. And we will get going with the actual session. Yes, Abinadom, great meeting you and everybody else as well.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
Nice meeting
everyone.
you guys.
Good night, guys.
Yep.
And
See you, fellas.
you actually running a 1E game?
I am actually running the Beckme edition. Yeah, the original D&D.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a that's my Saturday at noon game that I'm running.
Well, let me know if y'all need another player.
Okay, I will do that. We have 4 regular players now. That game has been going for a couple of months, and a little slow to get off the ground at first, but now it seems like it's starting to hit its stride. But yeah, it's four players, and so there'd be room for a 5th one, but it's just a matter of whether it works out with people's schedules or not. I'll send you a little bit of information on it. And,
All right, man. You take it easy.
all right, you too, sir. Take care. Good night.